Hi friends, today I'm going to talk a lot about the chakras, and before we begin I would like for you to get out a piece of paper and a pencil or pen and just write down, doing it's like a self-evaluation, just so we can see where some energy might be blocked in your field, what chakra points there could be some blockages or some dense energy, something you're holding on to where you're not. So I'm just going to go through a bunch of different questions and you can write yes or no next to it, and then once I explain the chakras and what they do and their properties, you'll see maybe where there's some energy of your own which you need to work on, or there's some issues that still might be there to address. Okay, so here we go. Number one. Okay, so we're going to do a bunch of different ones here. Do you ever feel like you are not grounded, like you're spaced out a bit? Okay. Have you had an experience recently where you felt you were not in control? Or do you ever feel you're out of control? Are you having problems in your world about financial worries? Are you constantly worried about finances, where the next check is coming from, how you're going to pay your bills on a monthly basis? Do you care what people think about you? Do you have any problem with constipation or diarrhea, intestinal stuff going on? Do you find that there are some times that you're eating more than usual? Do you tend to have an addictive personality or compulsive personality, sometimes more than other times? Just something to look at. This is very objective, this is non-judgmental, it's just something for you to look at yourself so you can see what's going on with diagnosing and seeing the energy that's stuck maybe someplace. Are you experiencing at work, there might be a tendency being that you're more angry at certain times than other times? Do you have a sense of being run down or low energy? Have you recently lost or changed your job? Have you recently changed a relationship in your life? Or has your relationship maybe gone through a different change of some kind? Have you recently gone through a life-threatening situation? Or have you recently moved to a different place? Moved your house, moved where you live. Do you find that you don't like your body? You're uncomfortable in your body? And do you ever find that you're afraid for no reason? Sometimes you get very afraid, you're not sure why. And do you feel as if you have to take care of other people's stuff all the time? You know, you always got to take care of someone else. Do you have creative blocks sometimes? Can't write things down, can't, if you're an artist, can't paint, a writer can't write. Find that you're blocked sometimes. Do you ever have a feeling of being ashamed of your sexuality? Do you have a feeling of being shamed or guilty about someone that you're with? Are you having more sexual fantasies than usual? If you're a woman, are you experiencing any discomfort around your reproductive organs? Bladder infections, yeast infections, so forth? If a man, are you experiencing difficulty in getting or sustaining an erection? Do you have multiple sex partners at one time? Are you afraid of making a commitment? Financial, sexual, emotional? Do you have any abuse issues in your family? Have there been any abuse issues in your family which have not been resolved with yourself and a member of your family? Is change difficult for you? Do you find it very difficult to change? Do you think it's important for you? And do you find it hard to relax? Do you suffer from insomnia? Do people think, your friends or people around you, think that you have no spontaneity? You're not spontaneous whatsoever. You're very orderly, you like to do things this way. Do you have a strong fear of rejection? Do you worry about being rejected? Do you overcompensate by sometimes being over-friendly than you should have? Maybe you feel a little over-friendly, you're just smiling a lot and or doing that more than you should be, more than the norm would be. Just moving along these, because just these have very important meanings behind them. Do you feel as if that you have a hard time believing in yourself? You have a hard time trusting your inner voice, that knowingness that you have? Is it hard for you to trust that? Is it hard for you to trust other people? You just take people, you want to question everything someone says to you, you would question them right away. Is it hard for you to sustain a relationship? Are you always questioning relationship? Do you always question whether you're good enough in a relationship or you're not good enough in a relationship? Have you recently had a relationship with someone that you didn't feel validated? And do you feel sometimes you just can't be yourself emotionally with somebody? That it can't happen. I can't be there emotionally. You don't want to be hurt, or you're too sensitive. Have you had that experience? Do you feel that way about yourself? Do you feel in some way shut off to other people? Okay. Do you also feel, I said about the creative block before, that you have not, or you have a hard time expressing your true self? That you have a hard time expressing your true self? Do you find, if you look back at your life right now, that you just have gone along, whether people wanted you to be, what they wanted you to be, and you just wanted to do what they thought you should do and not live your true life, not live your true creative self because you cared what other people thought about you? Is there something creatively you have not done yet that you've always wanted to do? Why have you not done that? If you have not done that creatively, why have you not done that? It's important. Do you overthink situations? Do you overthink situations? Do you find that you don't have a lot of imagination about things? Do you not like to take chances? Do you overanalyze everything? Everything has to have an answer, everything has to have a solution. Just asking yourself that. You think too much. Do you find that other people's opinions really don't matter to you? Do you find it hard to meditate? Do you find it hard to pray, contemplate, meditate? Do you find it hard to find the space during the day to sit quietly by yourself and just be with yourself? Is that hard for you, just to be with yourself and by yourself? Okay, so that's it. Those are all the questions I'm asking you. And the reason why I ask those different questions, and of course, hopefully you've stopped the tape, you stopped this, and you've written down some of those questions. And all of those questions have to do really with the different various energy points, the chakra points of the body. And there are certain issues that maybe you're still holding on to where the energy stays stuck. And I'm going to go through the various chakra points, and I'm going to read for you the various properties which are associated with each chakra point. And there are certain things that, for instance, creativity is the throat chakra, is creativity is blue. If you find that you're somebody who cannot express yourself creatively. That there's something there that maybe from your childhood you weren't able to express yourself. You weren't allowed to express yourself for whatever reason. Maybe you had people, your parents or some adults or teachers that, no, that's not right to express yourself, or no, that, and maybe you were doing a drawing or a painting or something musically, and they said, no, no, no. And that might have stayed within your makeup for a very, very long time, and it's built up this wall, if you will, creatively. So there are various issues in our life history which really have held us back. So I want to go through the various different properties associated with each chakra point. And you can just see for yourself, again, to be objective, not to be judgmental, just really to assess yourself and see where you stand. It's very, very important that you always work from an optimum point of view. You have to be the best that you can be in order to do the work properly, to help another human being to be the best they can be.